Ahmed, it's an absolutely pleasure to have you here with us.
It's my honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for joining us. So let's kick things off with how AI is no longer a choice and it's actively reshaping both private and public sector. So Ahmed, from your perspective, how's artificial intelligence transforming the government sector in the UAE?
Well, I believe today, if you are missing the wave, I will not say bubble because it's not truly bubble at all. This is a wave of generative AI, which is a big difference between the classical AI that we used to have, because in generative AI, the machine generates content. So this is really a transformative stage. For us as a human, we never experienced something like this before. When we say this large language model is a content of 30B, 70B, 100B, or as we saw the last from our friends in China, 600 plus B, that is billions of understanding.
Correct.
So the machine understands this much.
Excellent.
When we say that, the machine now can understand the context of the normal human. So it doesn't need to be, it doesn't need you to start with a specific sentence, because it does understand what do you mean. This is the breakthrough. This is why generative AI, it's a wave and it's not a bubble at all. And what's happened now is that if you are missing this wave, you're definitely left behind. And there is no choice for individuals, for entrepreneurs, for governments, and even for their SMBs.
Excellent.
They all have to use this kind of technologies to leapfrog from where they are standing now, even if they were in the leading phase.
Excellent. This is thrilling. I'm absolutely enjoying this conversation.
And just getting started.
Thank you. And audience, when we were starting this conversation, Ahmed introduced and told us about his work. Here, by the way, he has written 4 books and also built 19 apps.
15 apps.
15 apps, yeah, okay. And
are coming in there.
Yeah, and he has promised to give me a copy of his latest book, Technical Thinking.
It will be my honor.
Yeah, thank you, Ahmed, for that. By the way, I was going through your profile and you have a background on various technologies. But this question is about cybersecurity.
Yeah.
And we spoke about the wave of artificial intelligence. It's no longer a choice. But from a cybersecurity standpoint, are there any implications?
There is a huge implication.
Okay.
We used to see these phishing emails. By the way, phishing is the first cybersecurity hacking attempt. And till today, it's the strongest hacking attempt ever. And I believe it will be at this level forever. But let us come back to the point. We used to have some silly designed, grammatical error, weak designed, weak concept or misconceptions in the phishing attacks. Nowadays, to differentiate between the modern or AI, Gen AI powered hacking attack or phishing attack, it's almost impossible. The difference lies between the dot, between the I and the L.
Wow.
To that level. The perfection in the email, it's astonishing. The website that goes back when you click on the email, it's also at the par of the real world. Domain name is also there. SSL certified, it's also there. So for the phishing attacks, nowadays become a nightmare for any ISO officers. That's what's going on.
That's
and they are just getting started. I can tell you more from this. With the generative AI, what's going on nowadays is that they can clone your voice immediately. I have my voice clone just for the statement. If you hear me saying something else, my voice is already cloned because I have more than 600 videos on YouTube as we see.
Yeah.
Now, that's number one. Number two, my face is also cloned.
Correct.
So now they have my face and my
Voice assistant.
What's left? Nothing.
Nothing.
Also now, my writing, because my book's already published, that's also been cloned.
Cloned. Correct.
So now you can receive an official letter from me, and with my voice confirming this is real, with my voice confirming that it is real, and perhaps you never know. Maybe this conversation altogether, it's designed by the AI. So
Absolutely.
you need to see if this podcast is real or not.
Yeah, this is getting thrilling. Yeah, thank you, Ahmed. I can certainly see the significant implications on cybersecurity front, and CISOs have a lot to do. They have to be at the forefront of technology when it comes to
There's no choice.
Is it? Yeah.
There's no choice because we said phishing, it's one of the major attack. That's number one. Then it comes to orchestrated attack. That orchestrated attack will be connecting and controlling the nodes. That nodes can be IoTs, nodes can be laptops, nodes can be even endpoints, which can be also altered with the updates that we've seen what happened last year.
Correct.
All of these can be orchestrated using the Gen AI. And when attacks comes from Gen AI, it's a completely different level. So the classical way of DDoS, classical way of patch management, classical way of vulnerability identifications, these all will be really tested hard. And we've seen nowadays the level of sophisticated attack. It's making the cybersecurity providers are living a nightmare in the middle of the day. And we've seen that many of them, unfortunately, failing their customer to fulfill basic promises.
Basic promises.
Even in the firewall, which is used to be, not a new technology.
Yes, yeah.
But they are also failing a lot. And this level of failing is no longer accepted. Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, this is very interesting. In fact, I wanted to ask you about this role of CIO, but then I'll hold that question and let's continue this conversation on this cybersecurity. You touched upon these attacks, the orchestrated attack, as well as you touched upon the phishing attack. And from a government standpoint or the public sector organization standpoint, are there enough enablement trainings or capability building initiatives happening in the UAE?
I think, the cybersecurity council are doing great. They're really touching hot nerve, if I can say. There is a lot to do from entrepreneur, a lot to do from the vendors, a lot to do from the community to cover this gap, the cybersecurity. The biggest problem that we have seen is the missing of what I called cybersecurity culture.
Culture, yeah.
The cybersecurity culture does not start from the CIOs, does not start from the CISOs, does not start from the CTOs, not even the GM. It starts from home.
Home, users.
From home. If we have this culture of cybersecurity, starting from home, from the early days of kindergarten up to the PhDs, the masters, the innovators, I believe cybersecurity must be taught in all of the school grade. School grade, all of it, starting with the kindergarten. Because they are also now becoming a new vulnerability set. People are trying to exploit them.
Correct.
They are exploiting them with ideas, with agendas, and they can be manipulated. So if they are not being protected from that age, imagine they being already a host for some extremist ideologies, that's also cybersecurity, by the way, because the way the method is being done, which is cybersecurity.
Correct.
You cannot deny it.
True.
They are using games. They are using social media, all of other tools. This is all 100% cybersecurity.
Correct.
So starting from there, reaching to the level that
PhDs.
and we've seen so many people are graduating. from the business school.
Correct.
So many people are graduating from the medical school.
Correct.
A lot of people are graduating even from the art school.
Correct.
In my opinion, all of these graduates must have at least completed 1 or 2 even cybersecurity courses.
Correct.
Full course. They should understand what's going on.
Correct.
Because cybersecurity now, because of the Gen AI, it's even applied in their field, which has not been experienced before for the humans.
Absolutely.
Today, with the generative AI, I can be an artist.
Yeah.
And I don't need to know how to even touch the brush.
Correct. But I can still be an artist.
I can be a great artist by prompting. Can you imagine this?
True.
So now I'm competing directly with the School of Art.
Correct.
And also, I can be also a great director of a movie.
Correct.
And I create a movie completely from scratch.
Correct.
By using Gen AI, and I don't need to attend one class in any studios.
Correct.
So can you imagine? I'm everywhere because the next generation of human being, they will be 100% powered by Gen AI.
True.
Gen AI, I believe, the LLM, it's already coming to the mics, to the lights,
Correct.
to the mouse, in the car already there.
Correct.
In the phone, you've seen the
Phones already.
phone,
Yeah, we have cameras.
it's
AI.
already built in. They reached the latest phone that we released a couple of days back, 8B.
8B.
8 billion
Billion.
of understanding parameters inside your phone already.
Correct.
So we are not talking about future.
Mm.
We're talking about the past.
Past.
Yes.
Excellent. I am sure this kind of wisdom, this fresh thinking that audience is getting through this podcast is phenomenal and adding a great value. So thank you. Thanks a lot. I wish this conversation we can continue, especially on the cybersecurity element. But then I must move on to the next question, Ahmed. And you touched upon the CISO, you touched upon the enablement in public sector and government organization.
Yes.
This definitely will have a bearing on the role of CIOs, especially in the public sector. How do you see this role evolving?
It's already started. So we've seen in GITEX, the last GITEX, we've seen Abu Dhabi's innovative public sector application, which is called TEM. In TEM, they have implemented things that was part of my dreams, things that I really wished that it's been exist. And I talked about it 2 years back in IDC. I explained what I see generative AI and how it can be implemented. And I don't know, I will not say I was the influencer, but they did exactly what was in my wish list. So now using TEM, as we speak today, you can talk to TEM and you can just say, oh, I want to renew this license, what I need to do. It will go check everything that's related to this and will come back to you and say, okay, listen, 1, 2, 3, 4 need to be done. And this is how to do it. And let's do it together. You just pay and clutch. You have it all done for you.
Very good.
So this is the level of Gen AI. Gen AI is not it's not one more chatting module.
Correct.
No, it's not. And let me confirm this statement. All of the people who did use the classical AI in the chatting system and make their customers suffering,
Correct.
that's a disaster.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That's a disaster.
Correct.
The banking sector, the telecommunication sector, all of the sector who use these kind of things, I can confirm to you, I'm sorry guys, but you need to go back, study from scratch. Because what you did, it's a nightmare.
It only annoyed customers.
That's it. And I can confirm to you, we all know that the options to switch to providers, it's so easy now. I can switch banks, I can switch providers. So maintain your customers. Give them something worth it. Their time, their investment, because believing in one scenario that I have to win and you have to lose, you will definitely lose. And your customer will win.
True.
Definitely. If you believe that you have to win and they have to win, and you make your customer really customer first, then you can win. That's it.
This is very interesting. This is very interesting. And I think the role of CIOs in line the TAM, that story that you told, of course, I'm sure the other government organizations will also follow the suit, and they will have a benchmark as well to follow and look at.
It's not easy what's been done. It's not easy what's been done, but I believe that Dubai Now and other apps are working so hard to make this one happen. And we will definitely see breakthroughs in 2025. And once they reach to that level, I can sorry to say that this team need to double their work because what's coming from the Gen AI will be completely different. Now we see that Gen AI can see you by video. The Gen AI can understand your feeling. They know you are sad or happy or like you are excited or you are in a bad mood.
Correct.
And it can sense you.
Correct.
So we want those people who put that chat system to feel their customer. They need to feel their customer. Once you do this, you will provide the experience that Dubai is providing for their visitors, for their citizens. The experience of Dubai, which is the win-win-win.
Correct.
Everyone is winning.
Correct.
That's what we want to emphasize on.
Very interesting. Amazing. I wish, this particular part of the conversation really continues. But then one of the questions that I get from IDC's audience of these kind of podcasts is, especially from government organizations or the senior leaders such as yourselves, how do you select? For example, there are a lot of vendors and partners which bring AI solutions to the organizations in the UAE, and they bring it from all across the world. So there are companies emerging, coming to Dubai, coming to the other parts of the UAE from Western world as well as in Asia, providing their AI solutions or other solutions which have AI embedded into it. So what are the key features or capabilities that you prioritize or you recommend organizations to prioritize while evaluating artificial intelligence vendors and their partners?
I believe the most important element, and it is the utmost top importance, cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity.
If the vendor does not understand the cybersecurity risk that they are implying with the tool or the solution or the product they are providing, then don't deal with them. That is a full stop. Because I can guarantee you, if you go with the top vendors and you do a proper penetration testing for these products, you will definitely find gaps. Imagine you go with a vendor that have no clue or does not prioritize cybersecurity in their product, which I believe it must be after each phases. You cannot go live. Whatever product you do without testing the cybersecurity element. I can give you a scenario.
Correct.
That happened 2 days back. 2 days back. DeepSeek, we all know, it was powerful. It was astonishing. The comparison between it and ChatGPT, we can talk about it with a full episode if you want.
Correct.
But let me summarize with one thing. It came with a little bit of cybersecurity flaws that, some companies was claiming that we managed to enter the DeepSeek data center from the DeepSeek itself.
Correct.
So that's a very scary thing. Now, for us as a user of DeepSeek, doesn't matter. Why? Because it's open source. I can download it on my own servers.
Correct.
Would change the game completely without relying on an intensive hardware. So it's a game changer. And we all thankful to the DeepSeek for, again, disrupt the Gen AI industry.
True. Yeah, this is absolutely useful, the cybersecurity. And by the way, in IDC's research as well, cybersecurity is one of the top 3 concerns for CIOs when it comes to their digital transformation strategies or even the new technology priorities, whether it is hybrid multi-cloud or artificial intelligence. But cybersecurity features in the top 3, which means that it has to be one of the important capability when evaluating a vendor.
And the second part is the ease of use.
Ease of use.
Ease of use must be there for the customer, not for you. And then you need to see also what we call it is the total experience. So once you check your customer is 100% possible, and not 100%, we cannot exaggerate, but we can say high level of acceptance from your customer, because you cannot please your customer. That's not possible. But in the same time, we need to make sure that your operator can also be satisfied, because you cannot run a flight that makes your attendance is fantastic, comfortable. You know what I'm talking about. And at the same time, maintenance into disaster. You cannot operate it well. You need a special runways. There is a lot of obstacles that comes with it.
So it's a total roadmap that you should look at.
Cybersecurity, it's a full stop. No life without cybersecurity. Second is the total experience.
Total experience.
Third, what really it's been added. So if you say, oh, we have a Gen AI thing, and in reality, you are trying to to fool yourself first before fooling your customer, because the customers now are very smart. They are aware, and first thing they will say, what are you talking about? If it's not really an innovative thing, and if it's not really something touches people, don't say this is a Gen AI, because it's not a must.
It's not a must. Exactly. That's a very good point.
It's not a must. The must thing is your service to be most useful service.
Correct. And secure as well. Cybersecurity.
Secure, that is a full stop.
Full stop.
That's a full stop. But don't say, oh, I have the Gen AI, and in reality, it's nothing.
It's nothing. Yeah. Very interesting.
That's a big problem.
No, thank you. I think these 3 points are very important, and I'm sure those who are listening to this podcast are gaining this pearls of wisdom from Ahmed.
I talked about all this in my technical thinking book.
Technical thinking book.
It's already there.
Interesting. By the way, I have one question, Ahmed, especially about IDC events, and you have participated in some of our events in the past. Thank you very much for sharing your time.
It was my pleasure.
And being with us in IDC's events. Now, I'm told by my team that you will be joining us at the IDC's Middle East CIO Summit as well. So thanks a lot.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that as well. But then, how do you think this summit serves as a platform for enhancing connections between IT leaders, industry experts, and global IT companies?
I think attending such events, especially that is the one that is well organized, with the strong level of panelists, strong level of speakers, and it's like a 360 way of organizing IT events. It's very important, because no matter where you reach, there is definitely an idea that is missing from you. It's always like that.
That's a great point.
It's always like that. Don't say, no, I am the CIO of such company or that $1 billion. Excuse me. But I'm sure 100% there is things you don't know, and there is a lot of things you know we don't know.
Correct.
So it's a panel where we share. Our community in general is small. It's very small. And experts, you made it much more smaller. So for us, when we see that gatherers of experts sharing this kind of knowledge, sharing ideas, it really makes a difference.
Very good.
Really makes a difference.
Yeah. No, I think this is a great point. I mean, I should know that I don't know, and I don't know enough. And the insights that these kind of events provide are distilled insights. The conversation that I'm having with you, or the conversation that you had with our team in the past on the panel discussion, those were phenomenal conversations. And those who have attended those events, I agree with you 100%, Ahmed, that the insights that we gain always contribute to our learning. And it's a collective learning. We learn from each other, isn't it?
Yes, it's like a blockchain.
Yeah, I wish this conversation goes on and on, but thanks a lot, Ahmed.
Thank you.
It was an absolute pleasure to have you here with us today on this podcast. Thank you, audience, for watching this podcast.